Hi guys, welcome to here. My name is Jamila. I talk faith, self-love and any other thing in between. Today I'm going to be talking to you about Nigeria's Muslim North and Nigeria's Christian South. Oh, actually no. I am talking today about Nigeria's Christian North. Yes, I know that's not a term you hear often, but yes, it is a thing. There is Nigeria's Christian North. You can thank me later for those who want to listen, really. Okay guys, while I did a bit of research for this video, I'm going to particularly just be talking about, I will just be talking particularly about my own lived experience. So it is one me in this ocean. So in case you're like, oh, I have not met someone, that no problem, we're not arguing, I'm just telling you that I'm going to be doing this based on my own lived experience, and I hope you enjoy it. So Nigeria's Christian North, based on, so the last time there was a census that had to kind of, in Nigeria, that had to do with our religion and all that, was in 1963. So in that 1963 census, these were the figures, right? So you have, so the census was done based on states, right? So this is what we had as per the 1963 census of religious kind of background between Christian, Muslims, and then others. So in Sokoto State, you had 98.9% Muslims and 0.4 Christian, and then you have 0.7 other. In Zamfara State, you had 98.9 Muslim, 0.4 Christian, 0.7 other. In Jigawa State, you have 98.0 Muslim, 0.8 Christian, and 1.2 other. In Kano, you had 97.0 Muslim, 1.1 Christian, 1.8 other. It's kind of interesting. While the other was always higher than the Christian, I'm not saying there's any reason why, I'm just saying it's just interesting. In Yobe, you have 94.8% Muslim, 1.0 Christian, and 4.2 other. In Nigeria, 1963, wow. So in Katsina, you have 94.6% Muslim, 0.4 Christian, 5.1 other. Borno State, you have 88.3% Muslim, 2.7 Christian, 8.9 other. I think I'm more surprised about the order than I'm even concerned about the, you know, yeah, just concerned, really. So in Bauchi State, you, okay, I think I jumped Kebbi. In Kebbi State, you have 85.5% Muslim, 0.5 Christian, 14.0 other. In Bauchi, you have 83.4 Muslim, 1.6 Christian, 14.9 other. Wow. In Kwara, it is 75.6% Muslim, 13.6 Christian, 10.8 other. Gombe, 75.0% Muslim, 6.2% Christian, 18.8 other. I think probably I've kind of underestimated the kind of the African worshippers and probably non-religious people generally in Nigeria, because that's, I want to believe that would explain why this other numbers is quite high. But again, this is northern Nigeria, so yes. In Niger, so I've done Gombe. So in Niger State, we have 62.4%. Niger State, 62.4% Muslim, 4.0 Christian, and then 33.6% other. In Kaduna, you have 55.7% Muslim, 25.1 Christian, 19.2 other. Now, don't forget, I'm reading this census from the 1963 census, so just so we are clear. In Kogi State, 37.5% Muslim, 28.2% Christian, 34.2% other. In Adamawa State, you have 34.6% Muslim, 16.0% Christian, 49.4% other. In Nasarawa State, yours sincerely, 30. But 1963 was it Nasarawa State? 30.2%. Yeah, was it Nasarawa State in 1963? Okay, and this is the research. This is scholarly research. So yeah, now my head is scratching. But yeah, so that's kind of, I'll just continue since we've gone this far. We might as well just continue. Okay, so it says Nasarawa State 30.2%, Christian 13.8%, Muslim 56.0%, other. Taraba 26.2%, Muslim 13.7%, Christian 60.0%, other. Plateau 26.1%, Muslim 23.2%, Christian 50.7%, other. In Bedouin 2.8%, Christian 53, Muslim, sorry, 53.4%, Christian 43.8%, other. Then total North is 71.7% Muslim and 9.7% Christian and 18.6% other. So this was a scholarly work that was done, assessed as was paid 1963 census. So yeah, this is an international publication, but obviously had Nigerians involved in it. So I'm actually, with these numbers again, with some that are obviously kind of, for me right now, I'm just, yeah. But again, as I said, I just read it for reading sake, to understand like what it would have been back then as against, because now there's no official census to kind of say what is the difference between the number, but definitely I saw one interesting one that said it was 90-something% Muslim and obviously kind of 3% Christian. But you definitely know that's not true. Even if you live in Nigeria, you know that's basically a false figure. You can argue that there are more Muslims in northern Nigeria as against Christians if you maybe look at the more Sharia states that have passed on Sharia, might look that way. But again, these are not kind of clear cut, because there's no proper documentation to say this is the exact number. We can only just assume and think and believe, okay, based on this, based on that. And then one of the other reasons, other things I kind of use to determine probably if it's a 50-50 sort of thing, because it's not exactly 50-50, but it's, if you're looking at states where you probably have a Muslim governor and a Christian deputy governor, those are chances where the Christian population is quite significant that you cannot politically move them away from the discourse. But in situation where you have both a Christian governor and a Christian deputy, there's a very high chance that yes, there are Christians in those states, but not significant enough to warrant a deputy governor Christian, except for when what's this guy's name, Kaduna, El-Rufai did it, and I think presently that's what, because obviously that's what he left, that the governor is a Muslim and the deputy is also a Christian, even though you can also argue that the deputy is actually from southern Kaduna, which then probably covers 4 where the majority Christian population is. So to the lighter things of me being a Christian from northern Nigeria, we like to wear okay, so let me just kind of give a little brief. Yes, again, as I said, although I've done some little research, this is majorly going to be on my lived experience. So because really there's no reliable probably data to say this is the percentage or not, right? So a good number of indigenous northerners fall under what we would call Orthodox Protestant. Now, until when I came to move to the West, a bit to the UK, did I not understand that actually when you say Orthodox, you're kind of talking sometimes about the Eastern Orthodox Church. So that's not what I'm talking about in this instance. In this instance, I'm talking about churches like ECWA, churches like EYN, churches like Hawking, churches like ERCC, and I think NKST also falls under it. So those are the kind of Orthodox Protestant church I'm talking about. If I'm wrong, please, the comment section is there for you to help correct me. Thank you very much. Yeah. So yeah, so as I said, I've listed these churches, and obviously you will have a very significant Roman Catholic presence as well. The Anglican Church. The list is all kind of so many of what you would get in northern Nigeria, and I'm really specifically talking about those who are indigenous to the state, not like if you live there and you're from another part of Nigeria, like somebody like me. That's the example. I'm from Nasarawa State, Northern Christian. Yes, that's what I mean. So you also have, as I said, you have Anglican churches, you have Roman Catholic churches, you have Baptist churches, you have also Assemblies of God churches. Then I said again, one article I read was talking about there are more Pentecostal churches in the north. So I'm like, probably if this person is talking about Pentecostal churches in the capitals, maybe. Except for recently that I noticed that, okay, maybe you have churches like RCCG and Living Faith going into the villages and all that. You're very much likely only to get churches like EQUA, AYN, NKST, ARCC, Roman Catholic churches, and then we have a 7 Days Adventist close to my, like in my local government, in 2 villages from my village. Yes. So I am not sure when they say Pentecostal churches, because if you're talking about Pentecostal churches, I'm thinking churches like, again, as I said, Living Faith, RCCG, what other church? MFM. Yeah, I think so. So yeah, you don't really have them, at least not in, let me speak for Nasarawa State and Plateau State, that I am very sure I have lived in those places, I have been through those places, they are my lived experience. That is not the case to say we have more Pentecostal churches in northern Nigeria. Back to the lighter places, the lighter fun stuff, before I get to the ranting of me not being happy with a lot of, I think, you know, again, whether we like it or not, movies, these are things that shape culture. When you keep churning movies, like most of when there's always a 8 in 10, 8 is even nice, 9 in 10 chances that when a movie is put out and the representation of northern Nigeria is a Muslim family. Now, a good number of these Nollywood people schooled in Plateau State, in Jos. So it is not as though they don't understand or they don't know that there are Christians that are northerners, that so not every representation of it has to be Islam or Muslims. I don't get it. Like, I really do not get it. I'm not saying you shouldn't represent them, but I'm saying let Christian families show too, you know, let Christian northerners show, so that tomorrow when I'm speaking with somebody, the person is not arguing with me and telling me, Shebi, you're from the north. But at a point, my father was allergic. Like, seriously, my father was allergic. And I'm like, God. I remember when I was in primary school in Lagos, this is me, little tiny me, but I remembered that when I was in primary school in Lagos, we would go to school and then they would tell me, oh, you're Hausa. And I'm like, no, I am not Hausa. Like, I just knew I was not. I don't have a problem with Hausa. I love the Hausa language. It is my lingua franca. But I am not Hausa. It is a tribe that I am not. And for those of you that don't even know, there are Hausa Christians, like people who are really Hausa and they are Christians, you know. So going back to my round, let me go back to the nicer part. For an average northerner, Sundays like my, you know, look at where you want to wear your best Christmas clothes. Yes, Sundays and Fridays, I would wear my native. I love wearing my native. I love tying my hair, but not more than 2 hours. So after church, I've already removed it because my head is already kind of hurting. Yeah, and in our church, we tie our hair to church. Not everybody does it, but yeah, a good number of us do it, and I love to do it. And then you just see us coming to show with our that's just the men with their kaftan and their natives, and we with our small nice native with our small quali. So it's actually very nice to see. Like, it's an attire I really like so much. What else have I not covered about an average northern Christian? So most of you, yes, thanks to Apostle Selman, at least now you can understand that we have we have other pastors who are actually from the north, and then obviously Pastor Damina as well, and you have others. I'm just saying the ones that you probably know. And I'm really Northern Christian, kind of because of, again, these churches that I've mentioned and our theology, would I say our theology or just like our way of this thing? When some I hear, oh, Bible believe, and I'm like, they're excluding us. I'm like, no, we do believe the Bible. We just probably are content, as most Northerners are generally. We are grateful for what God has given us. Sometimes I know it's not so good because we don't really aim for too much, but again, it's a good thing if you don't really aim for too much, just do what you can do, allow God to do the rest. That's what I'm saying. But yeah, so that's like generally telling you that there's a Northern Christian population. Obviously it's not I'm not going to argue that it's as high as the Muslim population, but I know the difference isn't that significant. Jamila, is that correct? But in my own Nasarawa and Jos Plateau State experience, it is not that significant. In fact, Plateau State is even because you'd have Christian governor, Christian deputy governor. So yeah, in Plateau State is not it. It's even in my state. And then the interesting thing that happened because of this election, this past 2023 election, and the Muslim ticket thing, I think it kind of awakened a lot of Christians in the north that yes, it's good to pray. We believe in the power of prayer, but we also need to get involved politically. So I think probably before now we were not really politically involved, but I think when this whole Muslim thing came up, it kind of gingered a good number of us to say we need to get involved, we need to vote while we're praying and we're believing God for the best. We also cannot just do faith without works. We have to put in the work as well. So I know I've been rambling a lot. Again, it's here just with my friends, tell you guys what I'm feeling and how I'm feeling it. If you have any conversations about Northern Nigeria you want me to kind of cover based on my lived experience, of course I'm still going to read, but mostly it's always good for me if I tell you based on my own experiences, so you can now say that, oh, okay, probably what you've heard is not the only thing about Northern Nigeria, but there's like there's like people like me who are Northerners, are Christians, and we believe in Jesus Christ. Okay guys, until I see you for some other time, have a blessed day. Bye bye.